back again with another guilty pleasure treasure, and I don't know why. I feel kind of ashamed of this one. Even though I still enjoy the movie, I feel a little ashamed that I enjoy this car heist and kind of car action film more so than the original Fast and the Furious one, or let's say the original Paul Walker, Vin Diesel Fast and the Furious movie. And even though Fast and the Furious has become the go-to action car franchise, I still just have this gigantic, nostalgic soft spot for Nicolas Cage in Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't know why I like this movie so much. I think it really just has to do a lot with the Cage Man. How can you not like Nicolas Cage? I totally understand that there are people out there who don't like Nicolas Cage, and I look forward to you explaining to me in depth down below why you don't like Nicolas Cage. Whatever. I like Nicolas Cage. It doesn't matter if he's in Academy Award-winning work or if he is slumming it because he's gotta pay the bills. I kind of enjoy him in everything. It just depends. Like, yeah, his level of investment in certain movies sometimes can either astonish you with how genuinely awesome he is or baffle you as to why he's trying so hard. Like, I'll go out my way and say, like, Snake Eyes, I actually really enjoy quite a bit. I know there's some people who don't enjoy that movie quite so much, but it's mainly for him and how much he is just throwing his all into that material. And it genuinely elevates the movie above what it would typically be. But then you have stuff like, say, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, where, yeah, there are moments where he is explosive, and I don't mean that just because his skull's on fire. He is investing way too much in what's going on, and it's kind of this golden nugget of awesomely terrible. And that's what I feel Gone in 60 Seconds kind of falls under, is that there are moments where it looks like Nicolas Cage is sleepwalking in this movie. It looks like he's kind of like, you know, let me get my Nicolas Cage on here. I did get an Academy Award at one point, but whatever, let's ride! It goes, he modulates so quickly in this movie from being tranquilized to being overly excited about what's happening. But it also helps that he's surrounded by a bunch of really, at this point, well-known names that add a little bit more, like I said, quality to the work than is probably expected in this film. You've got his younger brother, Giovanni Ribisi, in this, and he's being his most Giovanni Ribisi weaseliest. You have Chi McBride, who I always loved Chi McBride and stuff, so to see him kind of just play this out of shape, like downtrodden, schlubby car thief now working at the DMV, and it does play for the lowest common racial denominator in the fact that Asian people can't drive. He's like, honey, you can't change speeds, you can't negotiate turns, can't parallel park. Honey, you just can't drive. Hell, I can't swim. I know I can't swim. So you know what I do? I keep my black ass out the pool. Like, yeah, very stereotypical in this day and age, but Chai delivers on it. I mean, you've got Robert Duvall in this movie, and I totally buy him as this now retired chop shop owner who's all about restoration and rebuilding. But the way these people talk about cars throughout this movie, there's something hypnotizing about it. Like, they refer to all the cars that they target as ladies, and they talk about them in these very poetic and eloquent terms. Nicolas Cage is essentially the car whisperer in this film, and the way he goes about, like, prepping, he talks to the car he's about to steal, the just smoothness of how they go about low-jacking a lot of these vehicles, and the way they go about describing it. It's like, I love this one line Robert Duvall says at the very end. He's like, give me a couple weeks and I'll make it look like a streamlined butterfly. If you can't tell, I'm kind of in love with the performances in this movie. Hell, Vinnie Jones in this movie, I think this is one of the first films he actually had a role in before becoming the Juggernaut. He doesn't say one word until the very, very end of the film. But I totally buy that Vinnie Jones is this off-kilter ex-con. Now, there are some weak points in the film, definitely. Giovanni Ribisi's young crew teaming up with the old crew, I really can't get behind so much. There is a very stereotypical gangsta member of the crew. who's kind of annoying. You've got dude in the rabbit suit from Donnie Darko playing young Keanu Reeves, because he looks like young Keanu Reeves. Timothy Olyphant in this movie really doesn't work for me, and I feel this is one of his first performances, and I enjoy Timothy Olyphant in a lot of crap and a lot of good stuff. I just got done watching Santa Clarita Diet, all of the first season, and he is fucking hysterical in that series. I enjoy him in The Girl Next Door, that really lame Risky Business remake with Emile Hirsch and Elisa Cuthbert. He plays a very convincing Joe Pantoliano type in that movie, but he's kind of very neutral in this film, and he's playing second fiddle to Delroy Lindo, which is a monumental task in and of itself. The car chases are decent, the action scenes are okay. That last sequence of the car flying off the ramp, so very CGI, but it's alright. The cars are beautiful. But again, what really anchors me in this movie is Nicolas Cage. Like when he has kind of the final meeting with Christopher Eccleston's character, he does the whole, look, I've been out stealing 50 cars for you all night. I'm a little tired. I'm a little wired. I think I deserve just a little bit of respect. That type of stuff where he just goes for broke. I can't be mad at that. How can I be mad at Nicolas Cage trying his little heart out over C or D grade material? This is shades of Michael Bay. It's not directed or produced by Michael Bay in any way. It is a Bruckheimer film, but it is just so more tolerable Michael Bay excess on display here. It's not quite over the top. It's not quite as gratuitous or as almost headache-inducing flashy as Michael Bay would go for in a movie, or at least modern-day Michael Bay would. It's just reserved enough. Oh yeah, the other thing that really doesn't work for me in this movie is Angelina Jolie. Out of all of these very colorful and cartoony characters in this world, her very downplayed performance seems wildly out of place, and her sort of love-hate relationship with Nicolas Cage kind of comes and goes as the plot demands, as the titillation of the movie demands, let's say. I don't know why. I don't know why I can rewatch this movie again and again, but I can't give Fast and the Furious, the first one, or Too Fast, Too Furious the time of day. And I'm a guy who moderately enjoyed Tokyo Drift. But Gone in 60 Seconds is always hitting that sweet spot for me. I always have this fondness for that late 90s, just getting into 2000 type of excess that is flashy and cool, but isn't, again, headache-inducing. So all I can say is, this movie is my Eleanor. And if you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And excuse me while I just blast Palm Springs. And I also look forward to your comments telling me how shitty my Nic Cage impression is.